Hello! Welcome to my video. My name is Anna Hunter. I am the author of Star-Torn Sky. It's a gritty, dark fantasy, and in this video I wanted to read the prologue to you. So it begins like this. Crazed cattle fled burning fences in a stampede. No stars were visible through the haze of ash. The fumes of sizzling tree sap and steaming earth were heavy on the air. Over the mountains, the fire blazed like an ominous storm. Red smoke filled the valley with blood and flooded unassuming farmsteads. In the southern mountains sat a manor, the only audience to this terrorizing display. Yellow and orange fires freckled the homes and overtook the land. Flames engulfed the valley. Many silhouettes ran, but were halted by falling trees. Blood and ash churned in the dirt. In the valley, the ground crumbled and shattered apart, and a fountain of liquid rock and metal surged out. Water screamed as the magma slammed into the frozen ocean, and the ice shattered in all directions. Muddy water boiled and oozed over the ground like oil. The steam had the acrid stench of copper and sulfur, and the heat dancing in the sky looked ghostly. Chunks of rock and fire flew through the night sky, and entire forests became an army of torches in the night. Far from the flaming storm stood the manor, defiant on the opposite mountain range. Within these walls, chaos churned like a roaring audience. Soldiers and civilians alike lost all sense of reason and bravery. Weapons were discarded and shields would serve no protection. A crack raised up the mountain and stopped short of the manor. Those who were too frightened to run hid instead. A child curled into his mother's embrace behind the stone barricade. Everyone coughed from the acidulous smoke, and their eyes were red. A maid brought buckets of water to nurse the soldiers' burns and wipe their eyes clean. Rubble was pulled away in a futile attempt to help the motionless bodies beneath. A soldier emerged from within the manor castle and removed her decorated helmet. Beneath, she revealed red hair tightly braided and wrapped around her head, both disheveled from the chaos and damp with sweat. She realized the number of civilians taking shelter could be counted on her hands. Her heart squeezed with pain. She looked over the survivors and longed to see a different, more familiar face to no avail. Tears streaked down her ash-stained cheeks. Whether those tears were from the ash, sadness, or horror, she wasn't sure. She covered her face with a wet rag as a wave of black smoke wafted through. "Oh, Gabion, this is a nightmare," she coughed. "Capstone Sunai," a soldier called. It was a young soldier, with a black braid behind his ear and a cloth wrapped around his bleeding brow. "I hear you, Delling." Capstone Sunai wiped her face to hide her tears, but only smeared around soot instead. Through the smoke and the flames, she saw something in the ocean of liquid fire. From within the bubbling mass of lava, there was movement, like that of a whale shifting just beneath the swells of the sea. "Did anyone see that?" the capstone asked. "See what?" Delling echoed, and rubbed soot from his red, ringed blue eyes. "I saw," she stammered. "I saw—" "It's the beast," shouted the woman holding her boy. "I saw it. I saw it move. It broke apart the ground. There's something in the fire. It's a monster." "Are you sure that's not soot in your eye?" Delling asked. "Aye, it's there. I saw it too," came a gruff voice. It came from a huge, soggy man wearing heavy furs with a wounded man over his shoulder. He rolled the wounded one onto the ground with the others. "Fished this one out of the river." "The Boihab River?" Delling asked. Capstone Lucia Sunai felt her heart stop as she recalled something. "Mam told me a legend about a creature that slept in the womb of the earth." "It's just a story to tell bad children," she trailed off. "I've heard the story too. I even told it to my boy." She looked down at her child, but he was inconsolable and clinging for dear life. I see it too, said Delling. An immense creature, moving in the flames. Capstone Sunai, another soldier approached. He had blonde hair and a bushy beard. He held a sheathed sword. This is the commander's sword. Where is he? She asked. I don't know. No one's seen him. Thank you, Reserve Murden. What of Instructor Dorhedrin? We found him under the rubble. He's done for, Capstone. The rocks crushed him. Specialist Schul couldn't even heal him. But isn't that Instructor Raid? The Lapola Bear of the Ladan army. Murashe's mercy, Reserve Murden sighed. Don't look at me, I retired, he retorted. Coward, the mother holding her child said. I'm a wolf running with his tail between his legs. Have you seen that thing? Raid's blue eyes were alight with rage and fear. The Ladan lost the war. The Detactans and Domlo win. We had an arms contest and they whipped out that monster? Who in the right mind would fight them now? Reserve Murden had no fear of the Triblin Norin. It killed Ladan, yes, but the Detactan and Domlo burned just as easily in its flames. They might be thinking the same thing about us. There's no one else, Delling said. It's just Capstone Sunai and the two specialists, Leoiel and Schul. The argument halted when the Capstone gestured for their silence. I would still fight them, Capstone Lucia said. But Capstone, let Raid enjoy his retirement, whatever's left of it. Capstone Lucia took the commander's sword from Murden's clawed hands. I will accept the responsibility for the last of the Ladan. I am of the right mind to fight the Domlo and the Detactans. Will you follow me? Hail, Sunai, Delling called. Aye, Commander Sunai. We will follow you, Reserve Nolene said. All hail the new commander, Luja Sunai, Reserve Murden called loudly. The end of the prologue. I hope you enjoyed my reading of the prologue, and I hope it interests you in what happens in the rest of the story. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and have a good day, everyone. Bye.